life experience as well as my functional nutrition experience, putting that all together, it's like fire. This is inspiration, motivation, accountability, and getting the results because I've done it and you can do it too. And I know you can do it.
Are you ready to unveil wisdom and insights beyond conventional healthcare and nutrition? Welcome to the Radiant Health and Wellness Show. Throughout each episode, we explore perspectives designed to empower you and activate your radiant health, wellness, and vitality from within as you make your body your ally on your journey to optimal well-being. I'm your host, Dr. Beata Harasim, specializing in gut health for digestion, weight loss, anxiety, fertility, pregnancy, and breastfeeding. Make sure to click the subscribe button and share with anyone you think would benefit. These episodes are for educational purposes only, and please consult with your physician or a practitioner before making any changes. Let's go. Your journey to radiant health starts here. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this next episode of the Radiant Health and Wellness Show. My name is Dr. Beata Harasim, and I'm a holistic and integrative doctor, helping you activate radiant health, wellness, and well-being so that you can make a profound and aligned impact on the world and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Today, we have a special guest, Lori Balue, and we are going to be talking about Revitalizing Your Life, a guide to rebuilding health and reversing aging naturally. Lori Balue is an ADAPT certified functional health coach and certified functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner who helps women rebuild their health to lose weight, lost naturally for health freedom, active living, and aging beautifully and adventurously. So welcome, Lori. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor to have you as a guest. And I'd love to hear a little bit more about your background and how you came to do what you're doing now.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for inviting me. It's awesome to be here. And my background, basically the reason I'm here today was not planned. I did not plan any of this. I happened to be overweight my whole life, off and on a diet forever, because I was overweight as a child. But it was in my mid 30s that I reached 225 pounds. And I came in from outside one day. My husband doesn't look at me, but he just says, "When are you going to lose the weight?" And I'm like, well, I guess I'm starting right now. So that was kind of the beginning of my weight loss journey. But it took me 25, almost 20, 23 years to just live diets, research, find out what works, what doesn't work for obesity, and what I needed to do for my body because diabetes and obesity runs in my family. My sister died at 400 pounds. My dad died from all of that complications. And I kind of knew I didn't want to go there, but diets didn't work for me. I was always on that merry-go-round. And so then what I ended up doing was just trying all diets. I did HCG, which was really helpful because it took the wheat and the sugar out of my diet and I could get my brain to turn back on. So it gave me that practice of getting sugar-free and wheat-free. And that was very helpful. And then I would go on and off and then thinking I could tolerate honey, which I couldn't. So I was like going into paleo, studying functional health and nutrition and not quite there yet. And so I had to jump, when I got this, I found my solution and it was a low carb diet. And I had to give up all the honey, all the fruit, everything had to go to correct insulin resistance to get my brain to turn back on. And so that's what I needed to do to get that jump start. And once I did, I didn't turn back. I got excited. My brain turned back on. My vision came back because I didn't even know it was bad. And my hair started growing back in. But the biggest thing is I got excited. So I studied the ADAPT functional health coaching program and certified in that. And then immediately jumped into FDN because I just wanted to. I said, I need that. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I have a business I'm building. And so I took all that passion and everything that I've built up. And I just wanted to let everybody else know that they can do this too. I am not that unique. I was just looking for my solution. And yet when I studied it more and discovered even more, and then just buried myself in the information because I'm a voracious reader and I read and study daily and listen to podcasts, I started filling in all the missing information and got to the point where I am actually like an obesity specialist. I'm actually helping people reset their metabolism. And that's how you get natural weight loss. That's how I lost 100 pounds of weight. So 100 pounds of weight loss. I didn't lose the muscle or the bones. I'm actually creating muscle mass. And I did the last 60 pounds, and all of this was in menopause. I initially started in menopause at 185, so I'd gotten my weight down, but it was that last 60 pounds was in menopause. So it's like we can lose weight in menopause. We just need to do it right. We
Yeah,
just
how
need to show up.
empowering.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I can feel your excitement and passion for it. And, I love that because, taking your own experience and your
Mhm.
own challenges for all those years. And it's so amazing when we find that thing that works for us. And it's like all the doors open, all the opportunities are there.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened. And it was like, I didn't lose more than 20 pounds. And it took another 3 years to really heal up my body, like from the root cause, get everything under control, manage the stress. And it wasn't that I was going to quit doing what I was doing. I wasn't going to say keto doesn't work. I mean, I lost 20 pounds, but I felt amazing. I had energy. My brain was functioning. I was excited about life. And so there was no turning back at that point. So I never have turned back. I just keep going forward and just create the body that I want to live in.
Yes, how beautiful. And again, like you mentioned so many things in there, even with menopause, it is
Mhm.
possible because that I think is a myth that's going around often
Mhm.
where women are
Mhm.
like, no, I'm going through menopause. It just is what it is. And actually, let me put this in there as well, that this conversation is for educational purposes. And so if you have any questions or are curious about anything, please feel free to reach out to Lori or your practitioner, your provider. Always ask them questions as well as you're going through. And we want to let you know that there are examples of these miraculous changes, even in menopause and all these other things that we're going to mention during this conversation. And Lori, maybe something you mentioned that, you didn't know your eyesight was, not optimal, and your hair and all these other components. Can you talk about some of those other signs and symptoms that maybe people may start putting those dots together and start kind of having a bigger picture?
Yeah, so the underlying health problems that I always had was, the insulin resistance. I had the PCOS in my mid 30s and I had to correct all of that. And then I also had the allergies and I had the asthma. And every time I would have my seasonal allergies, which was, it eventually became seasonal allergies. I always had sinusitis, bronchitis, and my allergist always told me I would always have to have an inhaler, and I had a breathing machine that I had to utilize. Well, a couple of years ago, I threw out the breathing machine. I hadn't used it in years, and I never use an inhaler anymore. And I don't have asthma, and I don't really react to my allergies. It might be just a tiny bit of wheezing because I'm sensitive to mulberry trees, and they're in my yard. But other than that, I can go outside now and I can hike and not worry about seasonal allergies anymore. And, it just comes down to inflammation in our body. And when we take out the foods that we're sensitive to, we can actually correct that underlying root cause of the problem. And so that's been very empowering for me to know that I can correct all of that.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
again, it affects life in so many ways. Like you said, being able to go outside, to hike, to enjoy life, and to really, enjoy life to the fullest for what you want to do and what you want to experience. And
Yeah,
so,
and then there was also the knee pain. I had knee pain that was
mm,
developing in my 30s and 40s, and that went away because I noticed that as I was walking down in the Grand Canyon, I had excruciating knee pain. But over the years, I would go back and the knee pain was gone, and then I was stronger and stronger and building muscle and getting stronger every year. And the same thing happened with a client of mine. She had the same results. And so when we focus on reducing inflammation by taking out foods we're sensitive to, and correcting our health from the root cause, miracles can happen.
absolutely 100% agree with you. And, it's one of those things that the listeners of this podcast and show, some of them are in different phases, right? So
Yes.
some are just learning about natural health and more holistic and integrative options. Others have already tried a couple things. Others may be practitioners as well. So there is the range. And I think it's just important to take a moment and pause and really let others know that this is real, that you
Mhm.
can have this profound transformation in your health, your wellness, and it affects life in all aspects because, both of us are living examples of it. Our clients are living examples of it. And it's just a little bit of motivation and again, empowerment that anyone can do this. You
And,
can
and
do
that's really big. I mean, that's one of the things that I'm super strong in is that inspiration, that lived life experience, as well as my functional nutrition experience, putting that all together. It's like fire. This is inspiration, motivation, accountability, and getting the results because I've done it and you can do it too. And I know you can do it. And so that's really powerful.
100%. And for
Mhm.
those who may be a little hesitant about making lifestyle changes, I love how you mentioned that, once you experienced how you felt with these diet changes, with these lifestyle changes, there is no going back.
Mm-mm.
And so I'd love to maybe hear your perspective on how you work with clients that may be kind of like, oh, I don't know, this is going to be hard. It's going to be, a challenge to give up this or that, or to make this lifestyle change. What's something that you can help motivate or inspire others that are maybe on the fence about things?
Yeah, so I typically work with my clients for 6 months, and I initially had a 3-month program, but it's just not enough time to work with lifestyle management. And so it is lifestyle management, and I get together with my clients weekly. They have unlimited cell phone contact. And so if they're not comfortable with something, I chat with them. And the more I talk with them, the more I'm able to help guide them. And just checking in every week and finding out what their wins are, what they want to accomplish, what their goal is. And the fact that they've invested in their health, they are ready. They are ready to make the changes. They just need that accountability. They just need the education and empowerment to know that they can do it too. And so that's really, that accountability is amazing because, I mean, I had a client that was just like, oh, I just, everybody looks at me and I eat different. And I had to really give her that empowerment to say, you know what, this is your body, this is your health. And you just need to know that what you're doing is supporting your health for your body. And well, you can bring things to your party so that you can have something to eat. But you just want to know that this is what you're doing as a lifestyle, that you're not on a diet. You're correcting your health with your lifestyle. And it's okay to be different from other people. And that's a big one for people to come up with and to get over and to say no to the things that they've eaten before and to change their lifestyle habits. But the more I work with people, the more they're able to make that change because we do it weekly.
Yeah, I love that. It is. It's the accountability. It's that support that really makes the difference. And oftentimes people may say, oh, I already tried that diet or whatnot. And at the same time, I always say, was there someone there cheering you on? But
Exactly.
did you
And
have
that's the
the
main thing.
troubleshooting,
Yeah. I mean, I've done it. I know it can be done. I know exactly what you need to do. And yet I'm not going to be a bully and push anybody. I'm going to guide you. And I'm like, if you want these results, this is what we can do. But let's find out what your hidden healing opportunities are and where are those weight loss blocks. And that's why the labs are so important, is because they can get you the results quicker and faster when we target exactly what's going on in your body. And you can get the right amount of supplements that you specifically need to support your body. And 6 months to a year, you're off and running because you collapsed the time it took to actually get this underlying root cause correction.
Absolutely. And tell us a little bit more about the labs. I know you've mentioned that.
Yeah. So one of my biggest ones that's been very helpful for just about everybody is the MRT food sensitivity test. And the reason I like this is because I just ran one on my client that I just onboarded this week, and she came up with collagen. I had another client that came up with collagen. First thing I do is put people on collagen. I need to know that. And so this is how I can course correct and get her to do maybe the marine collagen or skip it altogether for now until we get her gut to heal. And so the option is, the whole process is let's take out the foods that are causing you inflammation, that are causing you to have leaky gut. Let's heal and seal the gut. And so we get to fix the digestion, heal the gut. And then running the test is going to give us that information. And then there's the GI map test that's going to map out what's going on in your digestion and in your gut. What's your bacteria doing? I had a client that was trying to take specific bacteria to support her, but she didn't have any bacteria. And so she needed to add in bacteria, not kill off bacteria. And so you don't know until you run the test. And then, so that's, even finding out how much inflammation you have and where the inflammation is so that we can actually adjust it. So there's the Dutch hormone test as well. And then I run a permeability and metabolic analysis to see where all the inflammation is. So we can target it specifically, get the healing under control in 6 months. It gets it started. It's not 100% healed at that point. It's your body naturally wants to heal, to get to homeostasis. So as best as your body can get to homeostasis, we're going to get you there. And it's lifestyle changes, and it's the lifestyle support and the accountability and the guidance that will bring the results over time. So I can't do it in 3 months, but I can get you started in 6 months. And I also have a 1 year program, and that's the magic ticket right there. So it's a really good investment. And when people invest, they're ready to do it.
Right.
And then you get your life back.
Well, that's exactly it. It's that long-term goal. And, people sometimes may say like, oh, 6 months, that's a long time. Well, how long
Mhm.
have you been, dealing with this? How long
Exactly.
have you had these challenges? How long have you been trying things? So when you really look at that in the grand scheme, 6 months, a year
Yeah.
to really turn your life around is a fraction, a
Right.
tiny,
I mean,
tiny,
I
tiny
lost I
time.
lost my 30s and 40s to not knowing what I needed to do. I had to explore diets, do the diets, gain the weight, lose the weight, gain the weight, live life, and it never worked. I would always gain the weight back. So I was to the point where I was dieting just to keep weight off, but I wasn't actually keeping it off. I was trying to keep from regaining. So it was like if I wasn't dieting, then I was gaining weight. And so when I was dieting, I was stopping the weight gain, but that's all it was. And, and it's miserable. It's miserable. Who wants to live like that? I don't think anybody really does. And what if there's a solution in front of you that you can give your life back? And that's priceless.
Absolutely, definitely. And, I wanted to also bridge this to aging because I know that's also one of your specialties. And, weight loss is a part of that. But can you talk to some of the other components of, aging and reversing aging naturally and some of the other aspects that you look at with it?
Yeah. So the thing about that I love about my program, it is not a diet. It's not necessarily a weight loss program. What it is a life rebuilding program. And so it leads towards aging young because when you start to practice epigenetics, I don't know if that's too big a word here, but epigenetics is kind of like turning off the disease causing process in your body. And it is manipulating using lifestyle management to manipulate your health to make it better. And when you do this, you can create a longer lifespan and create more longevity because you're no longer suffering with the diseases of lifestyle. You've stopped the process. This is what I did with my body is I don't have any medications or any diseases at 61. I am actually very young, 61. I'm very active. I can I could do a half marathon, go hiking, but I couldn't do that, 10 years ago. I had to build it. And so that's why I love using the term is like aging beautifully because I'm feeling beautiful for the very first time in my life. I was overweight my whole life. And so now it just feels amazing because I can be active and I love getting out and having health adventures. And so I call it aging adventurously. So this anti-aging process is just really tuning into what your body needs at the root level to turn off to not die. It's basically to not die too soon. Like there was a study that just came out that said like people who are on the standard Western diet and lifestyle might have 20 years less to live than, say, the island of Japan, or the country Japan, because of lifestyle management. And that's a big gap. Like if we can live to our 90s, healthy, upright, walking and hiking, dancing, or we could be sick in our 60s. And this is about not being sick in your 60s so that you could have that longevity and start to increase the anti-aging process of your diet and your lifestyle. And that's what it comes down to. So that's why I meet people where they're at. Let's correct your diet, find your food sensitivities, correct your gut, correct your digestion. Let's get your hormones balanced. My cortisol levels were perfect on my last Dutch test, and my thyroid's good. And so, what we want to do is just reset the metabolism and let your body get back to homeostasis so it could do what it's meant to do, which is to be healthy.
Absolutely. And it's, again, the quality of life. That's really what it is. Like you said,
Yes.
because we can live to 90, but what is that quality of life like versus if, are we able to hike and explore? And, if we have children or grandchildren or great grandchildren, are
Yeah,
we
play
able
with
to
your grandchildren.
play
Exactly.
with them and, really live life to the fullest in the years that we do have? And hopefully they are long and extended as well.
Yeah, it's to be active. I mean, that's why I always like to state, we can, when you reduce inflammation, you have less pain in your body. And when you have less pain in your body, you can be more active. You can get down on the ground. You can play with your grandkids. You can go and visit them and do more things and go on vacation. I mean, if you're miserable, tired, and feeling sick, you don't want to even leave the house. That's not living.
Right. 100%. And I know some people may be curious a little bit about your methods and how you like to do things. And I know you have a couple freebies that you wanted to mention. Would you be able to share a little bit more about those as well?
Yeah. So the method that I use predominantly is low carb lifestyle. And so it is getting into a low carb, more ketogenic lifestyle to begin with, because that's what you need to do. You have to take out the foods that are causing you pain in your body, that are causing inflammation to reset your metabolism. It doesn't mean that you have to do this the whole life. You get to the point where you lose the weight, you get into maintenance, and you're creating the lifestyle that's right for your body. So we're going to dial that in for you, and then as you get healthier, bringing in more carbs that you can tolerate, depending on your age and your body and what your goals are. And so it's never going to be about being restricted. It's about choices and opportunities. And so as you get those opportunities, you no longer feel restricted. I don't feel restricted in anything I eat at all. If I want a cookie, I make a keto cookie. If I want bread, I make a low carb loaf. I had keto granola the other day and I had too much of it, but you know what? I enjoyed it and I'm just like, okay, that's good. And so, but for the most part, I want to eat the food that's going to nourish my body, which is the protein and the fat. And so I will help my clients optimize the right amount of protein for their body and get them to eat the right type of fats and get them to eat the right type of carbohydrates and to work with that flow. And so so it works really well because when we use the labs with this process, I'm able to discover what those food sensitivities are and guide you more thoroughly. And then that's when the weight loss comes off because you know exactly what you need to do and you stop the inflammation. And so one of my freebies that I have is I just put it together. It is your belly fat buster mini course, and it comes with a video for my 8 essential belly fat hacks essentials that are just really need to dial in specific lifestyle management. So it kind of sounds like, just hacks, who could do, anybody could do those, but it's basically what you need to do to jumpstart your metabolism to get the right hydration and on the right minerals and to get your digestion undergoing. And then it also comes with a workbook so that you can write it all out and just have it in front of you. And then the new one that I added was just a cheat sheet on exactly what you can do on a regular basis to kind of DIY and jumpstart what you're doing. And then if you need support, I'm always here.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic and very comprehensive and thorough at the same time because, again, those cheat sheets, the workbooks, they're always good to
It's a lot
have
of
something
information.
tangible.
Yeah, and I just had I call it Slender Forever workshop series that I've been putting on. I like to do them monthly. And the one I did last night was Lifestyles Without Sugar. So it's not that you have to do it, but here's the information to give you the information as why you might want to do it. And so that can empower you because it's hard to make a decision when we don't have the right information. And this is the information that might help you, say, do a 30-day challenge without sugar. And then if you feel better, then you start implementing different changes more thoroughly and building that lifestyle step by step to where you want to go for the goals that you have.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what we'll do is we'll put those links below for anyone who'd like to check those out. They'll be in the comments or the show notes. So please go ahead, click on those. They are complimentary, so take advantage of those. And that way you'll be able to experience a little bit of Lori's approach and what it would be like to work with her as well. And tell us a little bit. So I know you're on social media.
Yeah.
Where can people find out more information about you or learn more about you as well?
Yeah, I am on Instagram at Lori Balue Weight Loss, so you can go hang out with me there. I'm always putting together a reel to try to inspire and motivate you, as well as educational ones. I'm also on Facebook at Lorinda Balue. So my full name is Lorinda. So just look for Lorinda Balue on Facebook, and that's Lorinda. But basically, everything is mostly going into Instagram. That's my main one. But I'm also on LinkedIn, and again, it's just Lori Balue, and there's no other Lori Balue. It's just me.
Wonderful. Awesome.
Yeah. And then I have my website, which is also loribalue.com.
Perfect. And again, we'll have all of those links below, so it'll be easy to click on. And I always ask my guests if there's any last message for today that you would like to give our listeners, anything that really would either inspire or motivate or any real core message you'd like to share for today?
Yeah, one of the things that always comes to my mind is never quit. I was overweight as a child, and I was taught to read. I was taught to look outside the box and maybe check into nutrition and see how that can support you. But the thing is, I always had a goal to be beautiful. I wanted to feel beautiful, and I never gave up. And so I was looking for that weight loss solution so I could feel good and look good because I felt embarrassed. And so I never gave up. And so if you don't give up, if you look for that solution, you will find it. But follow people who can inspire you and give you the information that you need, because you just need to know that it can work for you too. And that inspiration and motivation is really what you're looking for. And hopefully my lifestyle without sugar recording could be something that could really help you understand that this is something that you can and do. And just to get started, just start. Don't be afraid to start something. Just make it a challenge. Like, do it for 20 days or 30 days and see how you feel.
Absolutely. Exactly. That's wonderful advice, because when you feel it, then it's you can't argue with that. Once you start
No. And you don't even realize what's going on. I mean, my hair doesn't fall out in menopause at all. It's thickened and my vision works and I'm not on any medication. So those are all things that are natural for our body. That's how we're supposed to be.
Right. Absolutely. Lori, you are an inspiration. I not hope, because I know that I'm putting it in my vision when I'm in my 60s, I'll have the energy and passion and
for sure
that you do as well. And thank you so much for being a guest on the show and for sharing your wisdom and your journey and your experience. And I know it's going to inspire and motivate others as well. And so again, anyone who is interested, please click on those links, check out what Lori has to offer. And we will see you all on the next episode of the Radiant Health and Wellness Show, coming soon. Again, thank you so much, Lori.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Radiant Health and Wellness Show. With deep gratitude and appreciation, I'm extending an invitation to you for the free Secrets to Radiant Health mini course, where I unveil the hidden keys to radiant health, wellness, and vitality by identifying and addressing your unique root causes. I also invite you to join us virtually or in person at our next live mini retreat. These links and all the links we mentioned in the show are listed below in the description and show notes. If you like this episode and you'd like to help support the show, please like, subscribe, leave a rating or a review, and please share this episode with others. Remember, your radiant health and wellness lies within when you work with your body as your ally.